I wanted to this morning concentrate again. We're going to do another thing on manifestation. So what has been coming up for me lately when I'm seeing other things is, and which kind of annoys me a little bit, is unfortunately there are a lot of people saying you can manifest anything, you can, and that's great. You actually can. But in their how can I say, in their exuberance, their desire, morning Sasha, Romana, in their desire to support people, they miss certain parts of the ability to manifest. So they miss key ingredients, and when they do that, people then feel like they failed, that it didn't work for them. They're then disappointed. And so when people feel like a failure and they feel shame, that lowers your frequency, hi Petra, and it lowers your ability to actually manifest, right? So that's what I wanted to kind of look at today and do a meditation on, because if I said to you, if you came to me and said, hey, Susan, I think I can manifest $1 million and everything, I'd ask you, how comfortable do you feel with $1 million? And then I might say, well, let's start with $10,000 and see if you feel comfortable with that, because sometimes the people say, go for your dream big and all this. Yeah, that is great to dream big. There's nothing wrong with dreaming big. But usually when you find that people dream big, their dream comes in stages. So that's what I mean by there's pieces missing to all of that. So unfortunately, we purchase the deal or whatever, we go for the deal. And then when it doesn't work for us, which it won't work, basically a lot of these people say 5% of their clients actually achieve the goal. That means 95% don't. And the reason the 95% don't is not because they're a failure and they can't do it. It's because the goal that they want is opposite to what they believe in their mind they're capable of holding, right? So abundance is about holding energy in your body. And if your body is, closed up and it's contracted and squeezed and you're tense and you're worried and you're nervous, you're not really going to create much. And even in the opposite direction, when you're willing something, when you're really pushing it, yep, that used to work, but it doesn't work anymore. And probably a lot of people are noticing you just end up by getting exhausted and then you give up because you're too tired and you're almost at the winning point, but you give up because you're exhausted. So either way, it's not good, right? So we go for something. That's why previously I've said, think of something that you love. Today I'm going to say, think of something that you've already achieved that made you feel good, that made you feel successful, that made you feel that you achieved. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's baking the best bread. For me, if I make something and it comes out the way I want it to and tastes the way I want it to, I feel great, right? So you associate it with something like that, not with something you don't know. Because if you want to attract $1 million and you don't know what it feels like to attract $1 million, it's going to be that much more difficult for you to bring that into manifestation, right? But if you can identify that with attracting 1,000 or 500 when you've needed it, or, making the perfect jumper or skirt, or, something that you created that you feel you were successful at. If you can relate it to that, then the chances of you manifesting it are far greater, because you already have an existing energetic signature that you're tying it to, right? Because most of the time what people want to manifest is something so far away from what they're actually experiencing that it becomes almost out of their reach. And so, for me lately, I've had quite a number of people kind of get really upset because they wanted to manifest something and it didn't happen. And I've said to them, well, let's look at the steps that you took and all of, you know, what I've just said. And so it would work out that they've gone for something that they like, you know, if you want to become really successful in real estate, but you've never been inside a beautiful home, well, how's that going to register with you? Do you know what I mean? For you to feel comfortable, for you to open up to it, because manifestation has shifted from a place of the mind to a place of the heart in 5D. And so those old ways aren't working for people anymore. They're just exhausting them. So we need to associate it with an already experience of success, regardless of what that experience is. Because some people would say, but I want this big thing, and you're telling me to concentrate on this little thing. Doesn't matter whether it's small. How did you feel is important. Did you feel like you achieved something? Like I said, I get, like, especially young people, like, you know, they would say to me, you know, I've been doing, years ago, I've been doing The Secret, I've been doing all of that, but it didn't work for me. And I'm very disappointed. And I would be really disturbed by that and upset, because I know that they're amazing people. They want to manifest and bring beautiful things onto the planet, but they have been held back because, you know, someone sold them a dream that wasn't even their dream. It was a dream that was too out there for their consciousness and their body to connect with. You see, we're all one with everything. Unity consciousness means union. It means being one with everything. How can you manifest something if you're not one with it? If you haven't registered the feeling of it, right? Something just comes into my mind, so I have to share it. You know how it is. So years ago, when I was in my 20s, there's a place in Sydney called Darling Harbour. It's a very exclusive area to live. Morning, Susanna. It's a very exclusive area to live. It's very small. It's right on a peak of the harbour, overlooking the harbour bridge and the opera house and the little islands and everything. It's just beautiful. But it's got a lot of gated situations. So even their park is gated. So other people couldn't go in. And I remember I went to visit a friend there, and I went for a little walk, and I looked at one apartment building, and I just felt myself walking around in that building. And I said consciously, I'd really love to live here. And I remember breathing in the smell of the trees and the peacefulness that was in that community, and the view, everything, every part of it. And I will swear to you, within 6 weeks, I was actually living in that apartment. Can you believe it? Because anyway, a whole load of events happened, and I was living in that apartment. I lived there for about a year or so, and then I moved somewhere else. But I did, and I remember being in my bedroom, which had a bay window overlooking all of this, and thinking to myself, my goodness, how magical is that, how it happens. See, I thought I experienced the whole thing, the whole feeling of living there, the peace that came with it, which was the important part. And then I let it go. I said, oh, I'd really love to live here. And I just let it go. So that's what I did. And that's what I'm getting at right now. Yeah. The fact that I tied myself to something that I felt deeply in my soul complete with, not something that felt foreign to me, that felt a big reach for me. I felt very comfortable with it. So that's what I'm talking about. And I loved saying, I live in Darling Harbour, darling. I used to love saying that like that. I live in Darling Harbour, darling, because everybody knew Darling Harbour was this most exclusive area to live in. So that's what I'm talking about. Associate it with something that makes you feel really at peace. So I'm sure while I've been talking, you've been thinking about what it is that you want to bring into your life or bring into creation. Okay, so let's begin. I will just, do you think you can hear this? Can you hear all of this with the microphone on? We don't know. I've got this clearing tuning forks that are amazing. Okay, so let's do our 3 deep breaths. Then we'll do our rhythmic breathing, which is any breathing technique that you choose. You just breathe in and out really fast. And then in between, we're going to hold the breath. When we hold the breath, we squeeze our bottom in, our belly in, and our neck down to push all the energy in our center. And on the 3rd round, when we breathe in, instead of holding and squeezing everything, we relax and let everything flow through us, right? And you'll find that when you relax, you can hold the breath longer. Okay, there's a reason that we do that. It's about registering something in your body, but it's also letting go of the mind, because one can't think when you're doing that, when you're breathing fast or you're humming. Yeah, so let's begin. 3 breaths. Just need to do a bit clearing. One more. And now we start our breath work. Let's begin. Breathing in, hold and squeeze. And release. And again. Breathing in, hold and squeeze. And release. Last round. Breathing in, hold and relax. Relax the shoulders, relax your hips. And release. Closing your eyes, concentrating on your breath as it enters and leaves the nose. The sound of the breath, the feeling of the breath. Allowing your breath to come into a normal rhythm as your body expands and contracts with each and every breath. Now breathing in through your nose and taking the breath up into the pineal gland, the third eye. The pineal gland holds within it a small body of water. This water is crystalline structure that contains all the information, knowledge, and universal laws of the universe. So when you breathe in and you connect with this water, you're connecting with something far greater than the mind. And as you exhale, just now start to imagine that that exhale is emanating the light from the water out into your brain, and then it connects with the water surrounding the brain. So when you breathe in, just imagine that you connect with that little small drops of water, clear, crystalline water. And when you exhale, imagine that water lights up because your breath is creating life. It lights up and sends that light into your entire brain and into the small film of water that surrounds your brain, in between the skull and the brain mass is a small body of water, liquid. And that body of water connects you to morphic fields, or what you would call the collective consciousness, the collective mind of everyone else, the mind of belief systems, realities, etc. When you consciously breathe like this, you bring the water, so the collective mind that surrounds you, into harmony with universal mind, laws, truth, and knowledge. And what happens as a result of that, you begin to attract events and people that are in perfect harmony with the same universal laws, truths, and knowledge as you. So it's very important to simply concentrate on that. You don't really need to think about anything, just breathing in and out. Very good. Now I want you to take 1 minute to imagine within that small body of crystalline water an image, a symbol of what it is you wish to create, whatever that may be. I want you to visualize it and see it held in that small body of water. And as you witness it, the scene, the image, the symbol could be a wedding ring. The symbol could be a garden. Every one of you has a unique symbol, an image that you can relate to regarding that which you want to create. I want you to visualize it, to see it inside that small body of water. And at the same time, continue breathing into the water, out into your brain, into the water, out into the brain. And as you breathe into the water, you're making the image clearer and clearer. You have 1 minute and the time starts now. Very good. So your image is firmly imprinted in universal mind and worldly mind. So now you're going to just leave the image there and take your breath, your awareness, your attention down to your physical heart. You breathe into the heart. Imagine the heart pumping blood through your whole body. And as you exhale, imagine a magnetic field of light emanating from your physical heart out into the room, similar to a radio wave that goes round and around and around and emanates out from your body. You breathe into your physical heart. You exhale, you expand the magnetic field of the heart. Your magnetic field is what draws to you people and events that are a vibrational match, that are in harmony with you, what you believe to be true and what you feel to be true. So just concentrating on breathing into your heart. Very good. Now we're going to connect physical heart with spiritual heart. So you're going to move the vortex that you just created in your heart over to the left, to the right of your body, and place it in the center of your chest, in your heart chakra, merging the two vortexes together. You simply breathe into your heart, your physical heart. When you exhale, imagine the center of that vortex shifting over. Breathe into the center of your chest. Exhale, send the vortex out even bigger now. Breathe into the center of your heart. Sending out this beautiful magnetic field. Your magnetic field is how you receive. The mind sends out the electric signal, the image, the desire. The magnetic field draws it in to your reality, draws it into your frequency. So simply breathing in and out. Now the image that you placed within the small body of water in the pineal gland, that's sitting in a little ball of light in a body of water. And I want you to imagine in a moment that you're going to move that image down into your heart chakra and sit it there in a small circle of light. So you breathe into your third eye, reconnect with the image. And when you exhale, imagine you're bringing it down through your head and into your throat. You breathe into the throat where that small circle and image is. And as you exhale, you take it down into the heart chakra. And now you can imagine, feel, and see this image of what you wish to create sitting in your heart chakra. Now I want you to think about something in your life that you felt you succeeded at. It can be something small or large. It can be something completely unrelated to what you want to create right now, to this image. But the feeling is the thing that we want to concentrate on. That feeling of feeling good about yourself, feeling complete, calm, peaceful, feeling successful, confident. Whatever that feeling is, I want you to think about what is it that you have done in your life, whether it's sewing the perfect outfit, baking the perfect piece of bread, having a perfect conversation that someone finally understands you, and that feeling of peace that comes from that. It's a complete feeling. I did it. It's done. I just want you to take a minute to feel into that, to remember that feeling. And the time starts now. Very good. So now that image is surrounded by that feeling, empowered by that feeling. So if you can imagine a layer of a different light surrounding that image, it may be soft pink that represents the feeling. Whether it could also be multiple colors. It doesn't have to be one color. I want you to feel your chest. This is not in your head. I want you to feel your chest, feel your heart chakra. Take your breath, your attention to your heart. Feel that little circle with the image in it. And it's being surrounded now by this beautiful light that comforts it, assures it, makes it feel safe that it's going to happen. Certainty, peace, it's okay. You've already achieved it. The light that you're surrounding it with is simply that. You have already achieved it. I've already felt this feeling. I already know this feeling of success. Very good. We're nearly there. It's now allowing that to remain in your heart, taking your breath, your inner eyes, your awareness, down to your base chakra, the seat of your physical body, breathing into the base. And as you exhale, imagine a red light opening up, becoming stronger and stronger. That red light emanates from your base out and down into the earth. So I want you to really concentrate on breathing. Feel your base chakra, even if you have to squeeze that part of your body to bring your awareness to your base chakra. Squeeze and relax. When you relax, you open it up. Squeeze it again. Relax. Squeeze the base. On the inhale, on the exhale, relax. Allowing the energy to spread out and down. The base chakra anchors you to the earth, to all the elements. You hold those elements within your physical body. Those elements are what manifest and create everything that you experience on the earth, whether it's a car, a home, clothing, food, water, everything, the petrol in your car, the fruit that you eat, the clothes that you wear, all created by the elements of earth. And when you activate your base chakra, you actively connect to all those elements. You cannot create a thing without being connected to those elements. And that is something secret societies have known for thousands of years and used. So now you're going to take that beautiful ball of light that you have in your heart, surrounded by the color that represents the emotions. And you're going to breathe it down into your base. So you breathe into your heart, holding on to that ball, that image, that feeling. And as you exhale, send it down to your solar plexus, just above your belly button. Feel it and see it there. Very good. Breathe in. Send it down to the sacral chakra below the belly button. Exhale. Feel it there. Breathe in. Exhale, send it down to the base. Now, in your base chakra is the knowledge of all the elements: earth, fire, air, water, ether. And I want you to imagine that that circle of image and emotions, the color around it, is now growing roots. And those roots, like the roots of a tree, are going into the earth and connecting with all the elements needed to bring this to you. So what you're doing is you're connecting with the physical elements needed to create precisely what you have placed in your base chakra. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes to do that, to concentrate on it, to feel it, to see it, to witness it in your life, but to call upon the elements. To give it roots, to give it a foundation, to bring it from imagination, the mind, and inspiration into the physical reality. So you have 3 minutes to do that in whatever way you choose. Whether you speak to the element of fire, the earth, the air, the water, the ether, speak to it. In whatever way you choose, you have 3 minutes and the time starts now. You have 30 seconds left. Very good. So you're going to leave that in your base chakra with the roots going down to the elements. Just taking a moment to go back into your heart chakra, breathing in and out. And perhaps you would like to send out the intention in the heart that today is the day that you choose to be in the vibration of love, of harmony. It's my intention to be that love, to speak it, to see it, to hear it, to witness it. And when you're ready, you can wiggle your toes, your fingers, flutter your eyelids, and gently open your eyes. So if you look at any secret societies, like I was saying, that they all use the elements, they summon the elements to bring into manifestation what it is that they want. And so, you know, you can, the elements don't discern good or bad, you know, they just simply do what they've been summoned to do, what they've been asked to do. So I don't think I need to say much on that. I think you all understand what I'm talking about. So it's better that we direct and use those energies for something positive that we want to bring into the world than, you know, allowing them to be used for something that's perhaps not so positive. Now, what I used to do when you want to get to know the elements, you just create, and you'll see it with the Buddhist temples, you create an altar that represents all of those elements, and you just give thanks every day to the elements for supporting your life, for bringing to you what it is that you wish to create. So you might want to do that, and you might want to, it's like placing an intention every day, giving thanks already for what it is that you just wanted to create. And just take a minute, that's all it takes. What I would do is just light a candle, light some incense, and just take a minute to give thanks for what it is that I've focused on every single day. And you'll get it. I just want to share with you what I focused on was something completely different to the emotion, the memory. I've always been good at finding homes, always. That's probably why the guidance told me to tell you that story about that place in Darling Harbour. And in the thinking, okay, what emotion do I want to wrap around this symbol, this image? I kept getting all the homes that I've manifested miraculously, these amazing homes. And so I was like, that's got nothing to do with what I want to manifest. And they said, no, but the feeling does. And the feeling is to feel grounded, to feel satisfied, to totally enjoy it. And what they said to me was, but Susan, what you want to manifest is something you've never experienced or enjoyed, which is true. And so you have to relate it to something that you have experienced and you have enjoyed. So that's the whole thing that I'm trying to say here. Anyway, have a great Saturday. I might actually put this on YouTube so you can repeat it and get used to it, you know, because you'll shorten it yourself and you'll create ways of doing it yourself. Okay? So thank you very much. Lots of love. Bye for now and enjoy this Saturday.